Diagwiv, good people of the world, good people of Era, Donegal on shot. Dennis here. Today is Wednesday, the 20th of March, 2024. Never to be repeated. Just back with another bit of content. Live stream, Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. That's what I'm doing for now. Starting all over again on a new YouTube channel. So that's where you'll get me at the moment and my outside world thoughts. The rest of the time, I'm taking care of business on a personal level, a local level, and doing what I can in my locality. So yeah, just keep doing these on a Wednesday. Independent talk. Anybody's welcome in for a chat, for an interview, whatever. Something interesting for people to digest on a Wednesday evening at 7. I was doing a few, but I decided to strip it right back because too much is too much, and you bore people by uploading too much stuff. So, again, starting from fresh, very small viewers, but those who are viewing, I hope you're well. I hope you're on a similar wavelength, and yeah, I'll continue to play a few videos. If anybody wants to post in a comment or a topic or a question, you're more than welcome to do so, and I will address it. The Wednesday live stream is going to be a bit longer because what I'm going to do is save videos throughout the week that I see and that I think I should show during the live stream. So that's pretty much me. Simple, really. This system, this state must fall. I see Varadkar resigned today. Good. But that's only the tip of the iceberg. You have to get right down underneath the water and get it all, you know. These are just things they do to placate the masses. So we mustn't be placated. We must demand accountability. We must get these WEF puppets on strings who've caused so much damage to our nation, our land, our people, for the previous few years, decades even. But we're here and now, and we're trying to get people to be here and now and understand that, yeah, that's a criminal government operating in Leinster House at the moment, and we need to get rid of them. That's really it, folks. So, as I said, we'll pop through and play a few videos. I'll keep an eye on the comments. If anybody, again, has anything they want to say, please do so. And that's really me. You want to get me elsewhere, you'll get me in the real world. But this is me online content. I feel I need to keep speaking in this time while everybody's jostling for political positions. They must be observed, and some people must speak about it honestly and independently, with no agenda, no ulterior motive, just trying to empower the people of the nation and take down the World Economic Forum infiltrated criminal organisation that is occupying Leinster House at the moment. And that's where we as Irish people need to get to. Smoke and mirrors, bread and circus, crumbs from the table. We mustn't be placated. We must not forget. And we must remember who we are and who we are fighting against. And its tentacles are laid all the way into Europe and headquarters. Lots of them resigning now because lots of them, I believe, have committed criminal activities in their positions. They have abused their positions of power the past few years. And lots of them are jumping ship all over Europe. But we mustn't allow them to get their golden handshakes and get their new jobs and get their promotions and fade away into the sunset. Yet they've caused harm on our people, and they are criminals. So if you see them, ask them questions. If you're not into political parties, run active, run locally as an independent. Do what you can. Do what you can and do it in a good way. Do it in a loving way. And do your best. That's really it, folks. So I'll play a video now, and we'll tick along and we'll see how she goes. So I hope you're well. And as I said, if you are watching this after the fact, hello, Diagwit. And share it out if you want to, if you are watching it live on a Wednesday. And if you can think of anybody that may be interested in the chat, send them my way. Yeah, that's really it, folks. So we'll go with a video. So first and foremost, sending love out to my brothers and sisters. We are all connected. What you think and what you feel, you become. So I'm here to do a bit of self-counseling for myself. Speak it out once a week. If anybody wants to digest it, and contact me in the real world and do something useful in the real world, something positive, something good, give me a shout. But you won't find me in the online world really anymore, because it's a bad place. It's a bad place. And I'll just drop the videos out, drop the seeds out. Here we go. Video 1 for the crack. So this little young fella gets a toy. Check out what he does. Genius little clip. That one cracked me up when I say it the first time. What I'll do is I'll play it again. Sure, why not? It's good to have a giggle, you know? A giggle. Indeed. It's a good one, isn't it? Some of the videos are very clever. So we keep popping. I don't see any comments there, folks. So we'll just keep popping along. Most people watch this after the fact. And sure, look, as I said before, it's not about numbers. It's about, for me, it's about speaking truthfully and openly and honestly. It's just observing and continuing to speak. And that's really it. I'm only a little speck on the online world of information, you know. So to those who tune in, I do hope you enjoy it. I'll keep doing it on a Wednesday, 7 o'clock, nice and chilled, bit of chat, a few videos, and if anybody wants to come in, as I said, and that's the flavor, and that's what it is, and that's what it will be, and that's really all I can say to people. And I would encourage you to do your very best in your daily life. And yeah, spread the love. It's a simple message, really, isn't it? Love and accountability. So I just popped through a few videos.
There's a lot of talk about 5G cell towers that are being planted in all the neighborhoods around all the houses where we live. So you can have a faster download and a faster upload. That's really what it's all about. Now, what that does is that brings a very increased amount of radiation into your life. All these different devices create radiation. So what you have to do is protect yourself by taking perfect iodine. Just look it up, perfect iodine from Activation. When you put it into your system, that fills the receptor sites that would otherwise be affected by radiation, particularly your thyroid, and it protects you as a shield from all the harmful radiation that's hitting you. So watch out for the radiation, but you can totally protect yourself. Get into the perfect iodine, you'll see what I'm talking about, and you will feel the difference.
Thought that one might be interesting for some. No particular order. These videos are just saved in and we'll play them, and that's really it.
This sound is made by 100 human voices, becoming one sound that connects us all for a moment. Yet there is something more. Everything that lives in the world is united by one thing: water. The vibration of the voices creates shapes on the water surface, wave patterns of harmony that we find everywhere in nature. You are, and everything that lives with you here in this world is sound, vibration, waves, resonance. You are sound. We are one.
So before I go on with the videos, last week's live on the YouTube, if you're not subscribed, subscribe if you want to. I'll be here doing this anyway on a Wednesday. So 2 comments last week on the lives. One from I don't know who. That was just the WEF rebuilding credibility in their voting systems. Elections are still riggable. I obviously think that's about the referendum vote that the government lost last week or a couple of weeks ago. So this viewer is saying that it's just the WEF rebuilding credibility in their voting system, and there is, I suppose, truth in that if you are aware of these things. We must no longer protest this government. We must remove this government. And it needs to go up a little bit, so we can get people who are protesting and very unhappy to maybe slip into a different kind of consciousness. Remove this government, this state. That's the goal. And accountability. And lock the criminals up. And take the money off the corrupt ones. And set an example. And worry about the future generations on this land. Because if we continue to let it go the way we've let it go, it's not going to be good for them. It's not good for them already. They have to emigrate. They can't get a house. Well, they can if they're born into wealth. 90% of wealth is inherited. So those who are wealthy, those who are born into wealth, chances are they'll be wealthy. But the people who are on the lower end of the scale, who don't obsess about money, some would call poor, people who don't have it, they won't get a house if they're not born into a will, you know yourself. So we've lots of work to do. Another one from Erda is Rising. Is your man still banging on about deregistering? He's talking about Morlock. I think last Saturday has just shown how powerful our vote actually is. He's talking about the referendum as well. And he wants folk to give it up. Okay, man. Well, yeah, he is. Morlock is still banging on about deregistering. Even today, he was bombarding me Facebook profile with. Read it out. I'll give it to you now what it is. Nothing bad. Just why do you ignore the numbers? People want to hear the mass dereg subject, but you shy away for some reason. You say you want to build a movement, and when the people arrive, you tuck your tail and run for cover. That's what Morlock's texting me today, the 20th of March. This is it. There are no numbers. Look at the viewers on these videos. Look at the viewers on this live, Morlock. I was just talking to you about your idea of deregistering from the electorate as an option to see if it was plausible in my mind as something that the people could get behind, or that I could get behind. But it's not for me. I think it's useless. I think it's wrong. And it's not for me. It's as simple as that. I can't be more open and transparent to people. I have no agenda. I want to bring the criminal cartel down in my lifetime. I want to banish all the snakes from the island for real. The human snakes. And set an example and have an Irish way of life, a moral code We do things with an honor and a respect and love. And that's the way we're needing to operate. And that's the way I hope we operate in the future. But we've got a lot of negativity to push aside. And I don't think deregistering is going to do anything. I think the World Economic Forum would quite like Irish people to take themselves out of the democratic process in their own land. And I think the people have been doing that for years. The poorer people or the working class, the turnout isn't great. So the wealthy have been voting. And of course, they're going to keep going. They're making money. Biggest transfer of wealth ever. So it's up to the poorer people or the people with a good moral code or a bit of divinity in them who think they do have to answer ultimately when they pass on to the next realm to step forward. It's that simple. I don't think it's for me, but as I said before, I've had more luck on many lives at this stage, so it can't be said that I didn't speak to him about it. But it's just not for me. I don't think it's much good. In fact, I think it's pointless. And I think it's a get out of jail card for people who are aware of the criminal goings on in our country and the suffering on the children and the old folks and everybody really. And I think it's a get out of jail card to just sit online and just pop it at everybody who's trying to do something. I respect everybody who's doing something. I might not agree with them. I might not like them. But I respect anybody who's spreading a good message, or as I envisage it. If it's good to me, if I think it's good, I support that man or woman who's doing that. If they're saying or doing something I don't like, that's their freedom of speech to do so. I don't have to listen. But yeah, I'm all up for talking, but for me it's not. Deregistration's not for me. And the numbers Murlock talks about, when the people arrive, you took your tail and cover. I think I'm still talking to 0 people on this live tonight, and I think there was maybe 50 viewers of last week's live, so my viewers is very low. It's not about that for me. Well, ultimately it is. I'd like to have more people watching and listening, you know, on this frequency with me, cutting through all the bullshit, raising above the politics and the wannabe politicians, and trying to remove the criminal cartel. That's where I would like to be. But as I said, my viewers are very low. I've done a lot of content, a lot of assemblies, a lot of protests. Even had a few recently, and the numbers weren't there. None of the deregister heads came along because they just want you to deregister, or else you're just wrong. They don't agree with you. It just causes divides, more and more divides, and I've no interest in even being in that environment. I'd rather be doing what I'm doing here, away from all that stuff, and away from the tellies, and taking the news as I want to, and then trying to get offline and retrain the brain to be present in the local environment instead of being present in the global information environment, which blows people's minds. I believe the internet social media has ruined the revolution in this country. I know it's helping. Slowly but surely, people are getting more and more information, but it's bizarre for me to see. It is what it is, though. It is what it is. So you have to keep doing your best and take personal responsibility. Don't become an asshole. And don't lose the joy as well. Another video. You know, when Irish people don't want to show their faces, that they feel a slight shame in what they're doing. But the next video was actually the same spot, just with the guests leaving. Not happy with where they were.
This is something new for you guys, huh?
Huh?
Something new, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Is everybody there?
Open the door! Open the door! Why are you scared? Make the guy get out! I'm talking to you! Open the door! Open the door! I said open the door! Wait, what?
Sometimes I don't even need to comment about the stuff. It is what it is. You can watch it, take it in. You're allowed to think what you want to think about these things. Yeah.
I printed the proclamation Easter Sunday in Liberty Hall.
Who gave you the text?
The late Commandant Thomas MacDonagh. I was told to get a bicycle and get his meeting as quick as I could to Emmett Hall, Inchicore, to Commandant Michael Mallon. So I dashed up on my bicycle away off to Inchicore with the dispatch, which was wrote in Liberty Hall. And then I dashed into the house, never knocked at the door, dashed open the door and run in. And poor Mr. Commandant Mallon was doing a bit of painting. He was up on a ladder. "Hello, Christy," says he, "what's wrong?" I says, "Commandant," says I, "there's a dispatch, and when you read that, I have a verbal statement to give to you." So when he read it, says he, "I believe there's a raid on." "Yes," says I, "thought there'd been a raid with the police." And Commandant Connolly came down into the machine room, and Madam Markovich went out down the steps and around the Bourke Quay and came in with her automatic, and she held up the 3 or 4 policemen that was there raiding for the papers. When Connolly came in, he said, "Have you got a warrant for this a raid?" They said, "No." Well, says he, "Drop them papers or I'll drop you," and he put his gun up.
Where did you go after the proclamation was printed?
Well, where did I go? I'll tell you what happened. When I was finished printing the proclamation, Commandant Connolly, or before the proclamation was printed, a knock came to the door. And I stopped the machine, I went over, and it was the late Countess Markovich. She, "Christy, I want to go in to get my coat." I says, "I'm sorry, madam," says I'm under orders to nobody be allowed." So I called up Lieutenant Patrick to say, "Will you speak to madam?" So he said, "I'm sorry, madam, you cannot come in here until Commandant James Connolly arrives." So when Commandant James, when I was done printing the proclamations, Commandant Connolly came in and said, "Are you finished, Chris?" "Yes," says I, "Commandant." Well, says he, "tie them up in 2 parcels, $12.50 in each parcel, bring them into the cooperative stores," which was next door. And I put them under the pillar of Mrs. Helena Maloney. She's alive yet, and she can verify that. The 2 bundles of the proclamations. And put them under a pillar. Well, then when they were cleared away and the machine was cleared, the printing, Countess Marker was admitted in. She came in a violent temper, and she threw a telegram on the board of the machine. She read that. So whatever was in it, I could not say, but she was in a raging temper. One thing I did hear was this Commandant James, she, I'll shoot McNeil. And Commandant Connolly said to me, you won't hurt a hair in McNeil's head. If anything happens, McNeil, I'll hold you responsible. Those was Commandant Connolly's orders to Madam. So what contained in that telegram, I could not say.
Where did you go then?
Well, when we were finished printing, I broke up half of the proclamation. And Commandant Connolly said to see, have you any of those proclamations, Christy? I have come inside, there's about 10. So the proofs, first proofs. Show me them, see me, son. Take the part of an oil can and go out to the backyard. Said, they're too dangerous, see me, boy, says he, for you to have them leaving this building. You don't know what's going to happen, you leave the steps, says he. And if you're caught with one of those on you, God knows. So we set forth at the 10 that I had.
Did you know Pierce, by the way, at all?
Well, I was introduced to him about East by Wednesday in Liberty Hall. He came in with Commandant James Connolly, and says Commandant Connolly to him, see, here's the machine, and that's me printer, Christy Brady. Shook hands with me. How do you do, Mr. Say, very well, Commandant Pierce. So the two of them had a chat, and what they were talking about, I was looking at me machine, doing me work. So Pierce and Connolly, Commandant Connolly left. The conversation was, I couldn't say.
What did Pierce look like?
He was the biggest man in the insurrection, finest man, because I knew a good many of them.
Tall, well built?
Oh, I'm sure he was over 6 foot, but he had a slight cast in one of the eyes. You never see a straight photograph of the late Commandant Pierce. He's always sideways, like me, looking to that wall.
Did you ever meet Tom Clark?
I did. I used to buy Tom Clark little shop in Parnell Street. I used to go in there for a pack of cigarettes, and Palm was there with his pipe and the black soft hat, the black tie, behind the counter.
Would you chat him up?
Well, we'd have a chat on the time of day, but beyond the insurrection, we'd no chat, no talk, no. It wasn't in the air then.
Did you know him in Kent, Tom?
Well, I knew Eamon. I had the great honour of listening to Eamon Kent playing the pipe, the Irish pipes, after he coming back from Rome with the first Irish pilgrims, and that was in the Father Matthew Hall, Church Street.
Was he a good piper?
Oh, magnificent piper, yes. He was married in Irish money, Eamon, and he was married by a Franciscan that's dead and gone now, to a Capuchin.
Was he a big man?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't a robust man. He wasn't very big. He wasn't very stoutly built. No. No.
Yeah. Did you ever meet Plunkett at all?
No, I never met the Plunketts.
Only MacDonough, really?
Only Thomas MacDonough was the only man, and Sean McDermott was a frequent visitor to Liberty Hall every week. He was a weekly visitor.
Was he very lame?
He was, and never without the old stick, but he hadn't a white stick like me. No. Fine, stoutly built man, powerful back shoulders. Well, my opinion of the insurrection is if it wasn't for the late Commandant James Connolly, there would have been no insurrection, because he was a very determined man. He said he'd go out and fight if the others didn't fight on his own.
Sorry about that. I muted the cam while I was watching that. I thought that was a very interesting video. And for me, if I could get through to anybody who's watching this, anybody who is anti-state, anti-government, I would encourage you to look up the proclamation this evening and have a read of it. And understand that since 1919, 1920, and there on, we have been lied to and infiltrated. The Crown never left and the crown is still here. Yeah, understand that, please. No comments in tonight yet, so I'll just keep popping through the videos. As I said, you don't need to hear me all the time talking or making loads of videos every day. I've said as much as I can say, I suppose, over the past number of years. And my advice to you would be take personal responsibility and get busy. Get busy. Get busy. In spreading this message, I believe. Raising the stakes a little bit. Not protesting, replacing. There's another one, no particular order.
My final question is about digital currency.
They're scary. They're super scary because it's the final absolute realm of control. I mean, they're already removing cash from society. I think they say that because they want to be able to trace things easier, and that's certainly part of it. But I also have another theory on it. If you have a $50 bill and I give it to the barber for my haircut, and then he goes and buys groceries with it from the grocer, and the grocer goes and gets his car washed, the $50 goes from place to place, and after 20 or 30 transactions, the $50 bill belongs to somebody and it's worth $50. Whereas if I pay by card, 1.5% goes to the bank. And then if he takes the money I've given him and pays for the groceries, 1.5% goes to the bank. And after the groceries have been paid for, when he goes to get his car washed, 1.5% goes to the bank. So after 20 or 30 transactions, $50 is gone, the bank has it all. I think that's why they're so desperate to get rid of cash.
Something I don't like about that fella, but he's on the ball there. It's mad that we have to explain this and say this openly about keeping cash, because it is important, you know. It's very important for those who don't want to go into the online world and the monitoring of what do you do all the time. And we are operating in a fiat currency system, which is all a load of gobbledygook anyway. So yeah, I just thought that was an interesting one, because you do see lots of people now going cashless. Doesn't make sense, and people will line up gladly for this metaverse and all these goggles, and you know, they probably even put chips under their skin to scan for money. Chip is the phone, you know. People, it's a very powerful tool, and people are carrying the chip around with them all the time, even those who know it's bad. So yeah, I'm operating in the old phone world now. I have a new number and I'm in there. You'll catch me on here in the online world, but if you can, try get away from the phone. Come back out to the real world, you know.
I said there's another element in town which has not been spoken about tonight, which is an antisocial behaviour. Yes. Elderly people in this town that are afraid to go to town now on a Friday evening to do their shopping because they've been accosted by different nationalities around this town. They've been surrounded, they've had money taken off them. Yeah. There's other people living down in Oak Grove, had their car robbed, they had their windscreen smashed. Correct. And because these people that done it, and we know who done it, are underage, our guards won't do anything about it. Yeah. And they also won't say what nationality that they are, because they don't want to be called out as racist. Now that is an absolute joke.
And you know, it's not only the elderly either.
Yeah, no, of course not. No. Can I just ask? Can I just ask?
Ballydureen, that was last week. The locals. That's not me talking. That's not me making accusations. This is fact. That's what's happening all over the land right now. And for Radker, hopefully someday soon we'll walk to a prison cell for it. Yeah, that needs to be stopped. It needs to be stopped straight away. We can't be hanging around for general elections in a year's time and all that stuff. We need to get control of the immigration system. The people need to get control of it. It needs to be corrected. How we do that, I don't know. In this current state with the people's movement, most people most people spend their time in the differences they have with other people instead of the similarities, and it's a big problem we have. So hopefully we can keep pushing and pushing and pushing, but that's why I do these lives, to keep the message of these people need to be locked up, folks. People are dying on our watch. Children are being harmed on our watch. There's a sex ring on our watch, poisoning the land on our watch. And for generations we've set aside and not got involved in this, and it's got so bad that we need to rise. And as I said, my viewership is quite small, so there aren't too many people who are on a similar wavelength to me. As I said, we've had gatherings and there wasn't many at it, so I feel all I can do for now is just keep doing the lives on here while all the political entities are formulating their plans and cutting you from groups, and you know how it goes. I've been kicked out of many groups over the past few years, and I always speak like this. I don't shit stir. I'm not a nasty egg. I don't spread vicious rumors. I take people at face value and I speak to people face to face, and I formulate my opinion in the real world. But it's amazing to see just getting thrown out of groups and over the past few years, and then all these groups and then the people that do this are all working together. And yeah, I'm observing, observing and speaking independently. And it seems some people don't like that or don't want to support that unless you're supporting one of the new political entities. You get kind of so be careful what you wish for and have high standards of these new people coming into these arenas. You have to watch everybody, because politics attracts a certain kind of narcissist, and you've often heard the story or the tale, beware the wolf in sheep's clothing. So we have to be super vigilant right now, because they'll try and placate the masses now and do little subtle changes here and there, give crumbs out to people, i.e. the referendum, i.e. Varadkar resigning. They're all just data harvesting these information drops. That's what they do. They data harvest them in real time and watch the public's reaction. So they try and placate the masses enough not to rise as one, which is the challenge I think we have as one people. We're so fragmented, we can't seem to come together as a people just for a cause, for the nation. And that's something we need to change, I think. Don't be shy in the comments, folks, if you want to. I'll just have a few more videos here. I'll keep popping through them and just ad-libbing.
Like, one of the things that I sometimes am concerned about is that the number of protests taking place in Dublin, which are covered by photographers and I'm sure by reporters as well, very seldom make it to the national newspapers, because some of the national newspapers seem to think that if we ignore it, it'll go away. But the reality is it's not going away, it's growing. I mean, there was quite a big protest, relatively speaking, people marching from Naas to the new Ukrainian centre that's been built outside Naas there 2 weeks ago. I would say there was 300 people marching from Naas up to it, and there wasn't I covered it, there wasn't a single word in the newspapers about it. And if you go to what's happening in the country, that buildings which are supposed to be allocated for refugees are being burned down like willy-nilly, we have a serious, serious problem. And staying quiet about it, whether it's in relation to photographs or anything else, is not going to help. mean, the first thing you're asked is, who are you doing it for? And no matter who you say you're doing it for, whether you're doing it for the Sunday Times, you're doing it for RTE or whatever, you are fake media.
Mm-hmm.
And straight away, the abuse starts. I mean, you could say you were doing it for the Washington Post, and you would still be regarded as fake media. And straight away, the abuse, the hassle, the pushing takes place. And when you're in the centre of a crowd and you're trying to do your job taking pictures, you are really, really vulnerable.
Well, I've been doing videos for years now, in amongst crowds all over the country, in different counties, in different towns, in different cities, with my camera, putting what I can see out. I suppose I am a bit of a journalist of times. That's what these videos are. They're video stamps. They are video diaries. That's it. I'm not much of a diary keeper. I'm not much of a reader. But I do enjoy this, and they're just bits of therapy for me, and just seeds drop out there. And that's what they'll always be. They're not. I don't want to be having to do more and more and more and more and more and more and more. I mean, the fucking system needs to fall. How much more information do I need to give out? And it doesn't attract many people. Lots of people want to go into the system and become the system without drastically changing the system by the people for the people, including the Garda, including the HSE, including Tusla, the whole state, rotten to the core, dark. And we're here now. So do we want to stop it? Yeah, let's not just get in and be it. You know, people do get hooked on the fame and the Scaleros. Scaleros turns a lot of people. We have a comment. First comment of the night, 42 minutes in. Hi Dennis. Hi Donald. How are you, brother? I hope you're well. Yeah, I hope you're well. What more can I say to you? More videos and then we'll shoot off. But I'll be back next Wednesday at 7. If you want to share this, you can. And that's where you'll get me for now, as I said, or else in the real world. Enough talk. I think of all the talks I've been at, all the night talks of revolution, all the talks, all the seminars, all the common law, all the talks. And what's happened to everybody? Where the fuck are you all gone? Where are you all gone? This is a lad. Oh no, wait, hang on. There's a couple more. Don't know what this one is. Check this one out. Oh, maybe it's the Roderick O'Gorman one. I don't know if you know, but throughout the ministerial positions in Leinster House, there's bad politicians who shouldn't be in their places. And that's a fact. But as you will see, even today from Varadkar stepping down and walking away, he got a round of applause at the end. They're all in it together. We need to shut down this system.
Mr. O'Gorman, we see that your government is moving heaven and earth to find accommodation for asylum seekers, and in fact we even have ESB office blocks being used now. So can you explain to homeless Irish citizens why this was never done for them?
Well, as a government, we have, I suppose, a moral and legal obligation to provide accommodation for either people in the international protection process or people in the fleeing the war in Ukraine.
It sure is. Silence is complicity. I know that one pushed a few nerves a few years back when they start saying that one. A few old friends, but it is silence is complicity. Thinking of Bridget Scanlon as I was watching that video. So love to Bridget. We were shouting Leo, 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 out, out, out. About 4 years I think it took us to push him out. Some people at the time were giving out that you shouldn't be calling him Leo, but they wouldn't. They'd rather make videos about how you should call him Varadkar, but they wouldn't turn up at the gatherings and just shout or just be there. You know, send the message out loud and clear. And these little things, they're very silly, very annoying. You'll see, if I'm watching a little bit of a boxer I like, Ryan Garcia. He's fighting Devin Haney in America. 2 young fighters fighting in America in April the 20th. And young Garcia has spoke about Bohemian Grove and, you know, pedophilia and children on his social media accounts, and it's kicked up a storm. And people are saying he's losing his mind, and it's a bit like Jim Carrey, you know, when you can see it happening. Some people, when they receive the information, people don't want to receive the information, but it's true. There's lots and lots of children getting trafficked around this country, around this world, and we know about it. And that is what Ryan Garcia was saying, even though people were saying he's a bit mad, but we do know about it. It happens here. The headlines on that video clip are telling us. So yeah, Varadkar's gone, and good riddance to him. Hopefully we'll get him soon. And the rest of the WEF puppets, Gov Ireland, registered in London, 2019. WEF, Cowell, ex-Commissioner Clavin. This is where we need to be going. We need to be going after these sellouts, these traitors, these bringers of darkness to the island of saints and scholars. And yeah, we either push away the darkness and shine a light, or we let the darkness engulf us. So we have a choice. I'll play another video. Another comment, give me 1 sec. Varadkar, the same as Adairn in New Zealand, jumping the sinking ship. Yeah, she was very bad, Donald, that New Zealand one. Very bad. Very similar, yeah, very similar. Globalists, globalization. They speak about it publicly and openly. Check out WEF, World Economic Forum. Go onto their website, see who they are, do a bit of digging. Klaus Schwab, UN goals, Agenda 2020, 2030. Sickos. All with fake smiles and false teeth, plucked eyebrows and collagen foreheads. The Hunger Games.
Oh, murders, yeah? What? What about people getting raped? What? Murders, what? The kids getting stabbed in Parnell. You scared about art like that, yes? No, you don't. All sellouts, barely live. You fucking clowns. Bobby Sands be thrown in his grave, just. Now, hell. You're not wanted around there, look at. Now, exactly, there you go. And get out of this garden, too. Get out of this garden. Come, out of this garden. Out of the garden. Out of the garden.
Do you live here?
Oi, look, out of the garden. You're not welcome around here. Fuck off, right? It's an open borders. Fuck off out here. Yeah? That's all you are. You won't be having fucking peace around here with kids getting stabbed, this and that, trying to fucking microphone. Tell him to fuck off. Sinn Féin. Sinn Féin at your door. Fuck off for open borders. Tell him, he's at the time to fuck off, right, Joe? Fuck off on this road, you baldy piece of shit, you little mat, you. Like I said, Bobby Sands be torn in his grave, wouldn't he? Nothing but a door bag. Every last one of you sell out cunts, and I'm not with you Irish. You all know anyways.
Fucking tramps.
Yeah, you're fucking alright. Alright, look at Desi. Look at him. Fucking sell out, you. You're not getting any fucking folks around here. Fucking clown, you. Fuck off off this road. Yeah, Bobby Sands be torn in his grave, wouldn't he? Huh? What about it? Do you think Bobby Sands would be here now for supporting you? You was very Sinn Féin, you was once very Sinn Féin, it's not Sinn Féin anymore. So you're not getting any votes around here, yeah? So get off this fucking road, yeah? Yeah, go off this road. National Party, yeah? National Party, yeah? National Party, Des. Fuck off the road. Like he said, you should have been fucking hung in the UK, you fucking prick, you. You dirty scumbag, you. Look, you, go into the Queen, go into the shilling, you dirty knacker, you. Fuck off this road, yeah? You dirtbag. Dirtbag. I do everything for the people around here. Well, what happened about the girl got raped over the fucking, a cabinet? Do you know what I mean? What you doing about that? Exactly, all of these are open borders. Fuck off this road, you're not wanted around there. Okay, you don't like that, do you? Don't like that? Yeah? Yeah? That's fucking, you say about that, run that thing. He thinks he's getting his phone around there. That's Ellis. Fuck off the road, look. You're not wanted around there. Now, yeah, see, you won't stop listening to the lady, will you? Now, look. Yeah. See? Fuck off out here. Get off the trail. Get off the park.
What are you putting your children through? What do you do to your children?
Look, can't even answer it. Can't even answer a straight question. You're meant to be a man of the people, eh? Meant to be a man of things. To help people out. What? All yous are fucking, and yous are voting yes as well. Yous fucking knackers. Voting yes. Yous perverts. You're getting no votes around here. You're getting followed around every house. Yeah. See about it. Go on, keep going. You're trying to get it off the London there. Keep going. Come. Look at him. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't look at him out there. Look at him. Look at the sellout. Look at the sellout. Look at the sellout.
Shame on you.
Desi the bomb maker. What? Sellout.
Shame on you.
Sellout.
I tell you.
Get out of here. Come on. Desi the bomb maker. Bobby Sands will be torn in this grave. The whole 1916 lawyers, every last one of them. You think this is all there? Bring us out to the spiritual world. Look, fuck off the road. You're not getting any votes around here, yeah? All these are open borders. Off this road. No voting around here with them for open borders, them to fuck off waiting at the door. Fuck off waiting at the door. Waiting at the door, for open borders where the kids getting stabbed, everything. Fuck that thing out, fuck the leaflet out.
Animals.
Yeah, thanks very much. You're not getting no votes. That's okay. You try all you want to, you little maggot, yeah. Now with them is Parkhouse Drive, none of things, none of Dublin will be found by you selling washers. Where's that Desi? Where's that Desi? You fucking sellout scumbag bastard, you. Fucking bastard. Tell ya. Where is he?
You reap what you sow. It's very real. I would encourage you to question them when you see them, and find those people in those towns and get town to get behind them. The people's voice needs to be found, and it might take a while, but it needs to. The search needs to start now. So, independent people in the towns. There are political parties, and I'm not against all of them. They're just not from me. But there are people running in the newer parties in the area as well. But I'm talking about. I'm interested in independent, self-sufficient towns, and we need to change the way the towns operate. We need an independent voice in there. So if you feel it's you or one of your people, get them out there and at local level and get behind them and help them spread the message. That's all you can do. I think I have one or two more videos. I'm on an hour now, so I'll fly through them. I think I have a couple left. Give me a sec.
There's a lot of talk about 5G cell towers that are being planted.
Played that one already.
Note.com. So, the Stone of Destiny. Leah Fail, the Coronation Stone. Jacob's Pillow, the Stone of Scone. It goes by many names, but what is its significance, and what relevance does that have to your life today? Well, here goes. Now, irrespective of your own personal creed, colour, race, religion, cultural background or beliefs, the important thing here is the deeply held beliefs and convictions of those who deem it their God-given right to rule over us, and who have subsequently shaped our world history for thousands of years. For them, the story begins in Genesis, chapter 28, when we read of the patriarch Jacob and his journey through Padan Aram in search of a wife. Along the way, he spends the night at a place called Luz and uses a stone for a pillow. That night, Jacob has a dream, wherein God comes to him and reaffirms the promises made to Abraham and Isaac before him, saying, "The land on which you lie I will give to you and to your seed. Be fruitful and multiply. A company of nations shall be from you. Kings shall be from your loins, and you shall spread abroad. In you shall all the families of the earth be blessed. I am with you, and will keep you in every place you go." Jacob wakes up, saying, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it." He takes up the pillow, anoints it with oil, and sets it up as a memorial stone. He then renames that place Bethel, or House of God, saying, "This stone, which I have set for a pillar, shall be the symbol of God's house." After Jacob's death, the Bethel stone remained in the possession of his sons, and the tribe of Judah became its guardian, taking it with them on their journey from Egypt and into the promised land. There it would become the coronation stone of all of the kings of Judah, and stay in Jerusalem from the time of David until the fall of the nation in 586 BC. The stone was then said to have been delivered via Egypt, Spain, and Cornwall to Ireland by the prophet Jeremiah, who had brought Tehatepe, the heiress to the Davidic royal throne, there with him to be married into the Irish royal line. With them they carried many ancient relics, including a stone that the Irish Israelites called Leah Fail, meaning stone of fate or destiny.
Interesting. Right, so I am aware that most people watch this video after the fact. So I'm going to finish, and I know it's a slow pace stream, but it's for people to just chill out. People I've met, people I haven't seen in a while. This is how I communicate with people online. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the content. I'll finish up this one. I read this letter for a man named Gabriel Martin, who was a party leader of the People's Party Ireland. So yeah, he wrote this letter. He writes public letters, public criminal claims. He's painting the picture of the connections between WEF and London and the Crown and the Garda. And I thought I'd help him get his message out there and do audio for him and just send it out to the universe. So I've done this one the other night, and I finished tonight's stream with it. It's worth listening to if you're into trying to figure out just what's happened, or what's happening. If you're trying to find your way through the different multiple options or opinions. Here's a letter, I believe, of fact. So it's an attempt at getting this information out to the people and letting them digest it and have a think about it, do a bit of research, and find their way to where they want to be, or where they believe we need to be as a people, and what the problem is. So that's why I do these audios for Gabriel. So yeah, I'll finish with that. Enjoy. It's 9 minutes long, but yeah, have a listen.
Public letter, part 2. Did you ignore the booklet? 16th of March, 20 and 24. Dear public, every Easter at the GPO, the Dáil certified proclamation law, which guarantees your family imprescriptible, inalienable rights, is read to public and TDs to remind them of said rights, so Irish Bar Council cannot pretend do not exist. Captain Doyle for the Army read them in 2023. In March 2024, unlicensed Supreme Court Judge Baker and many members of Irish Bar Council issued booklet based on proclamation, in which they confirmed no referendum can break imprescriptible rights as guaranteed Dáil proclamation law. Like Irish Bar Council, I write in public letters the imprescriptible rights they said not possible to break, and their booklet encourages you to ask questions about said rights. A question many people ask me is, do you get any replies to public letters? If these people read said letters, often they will read the names and replies from them. So did they that ask said question ignore content of what they read, I ask myself. Best answer is for me to ask you the following question. What is the purpose of writing public letters? Answer is to make public records of who broke the above proclamation law which is imprescriptible crime to break, as Judge Baker publicly signed her name to. For the last 4 years, I filed public charges with police in which I correctly stated what person said, RTE, etc., written evidence, the specific laws broken in above Dáil Proclamation law. Everyone has a lawful right to make such charges, as you pay police to investigate crime by TDs, Irish Bar Council staff, etc., not to protect TDs, Irish Bar, who get rich by breaking proclamation laws and commit imprescriptible crimes, as they claim in public media. It is only a matter of time when, sadly, enough Irish are dead, injured, or property and jobs taken away and given to non-Holy See members of WEF transhumans. Everyone will then want justice denied by PSNI, MI5 invaders of Crown WEF. When that time comes, if no record of serious imprescriptible crimes by MI5, PSNI, WEF London Police, appointed by WEF young leaders like Varadkar and Commissioner Clavin to remove proclamation, then no punishment, as records required to prove what they did to Irish for WEF plantation crimes. So as you can see, purpose is to guarantee jail for all that broke law per written records. This also includes all CEOs, Garda that aided and abetted said imprescriptible crimes. All the evil people in one net, not just some, which is what happened in Nuremberg. Only a fool would expect immediate arrest of Ireland's most evil people, chosen to remove proclamation, replaced with WEF, as these criminals appointed criminals to protect imprescriptible crimes by these evil people that shamed the Dáil of 1919. My attitude is a simple one. In 1919, Dáil, the proclamation was made foundation law. First sitting 1919, my grandfather started. In 2024, it is the 33rd sitting. Same unchangeable law exists today as in 1919. As WEF found out in fraud 2024 referendum, in which public asked to break the law, imprescriptible means cannot be changed. A one-page document gives guaranteed rights to all, including 10,000 Irish babies murdered as a result of Varadkar unlawful removal their imprescriptible rights to live. The first Dáil was not the result of IRB member Collins, his job as agent for Churchill and Crown, to draw out and result in killing of Sinn Féin party leaders and educated types. Most killed in 1916 to make way for leaderless Irish be drafted into World War I for Crown. It was the 1918 election held in the 32 counties with royal assent that set up First Dáil. Proclamation, not bullets, brought freedom per parliamentary records. In 1920 Government Ireland Act, De Valera Collins secretly gave back First Dáil to Crown, and as parliamentary records show, the People's Party Ireland ended in 1989 the British Dominion Crown Colony per royal assent. These facts hidden by criminal gang called Oireachtas and Seanad. This 69 years' work was result of written letters, not result of most media that refuse to defend proclamation laws. Instead, they do live streams stating collaborate with Irish Bar Council fraud and help loot area for Crown WEF corporations. The new Ireland being prepared is based on proclamation law and jailing of agents of Crown Oireachtas and 2019 London WEF company Gov Ireland staff hence need for written crime records of how they destroyed Proclamation Ireland for personal greed. The party workers certified parliamentary track record, a record that has earned international respect, a nation based on a solid foundation that will not fall like WEF fraud. How many media told you Dáil secrets that captured 1920 to 1989? How many told you Oireachtas continued as private gang looting for crown? A New London firm, Gov Ireland, doing same. The answer is most media conceal your freedom regained in 1989, only to again be stolen by WEF company Gov Ireland, started 2019. They laugh at your Dáil proclamation laws because you invite them to do so. Time to say no to criminal gang. For 4 years, you've been paymasters for criminals called TDs, allowed them loot, then kill and replace victims with non-holy see. Like Irish Bar Council, you replace proclamation law with fraud. If you had insisted 4 years ago, the existing proclamation laws, instead of allowing John Waters' 1937 Oireachtas fraud, you would not be approaching destruction of Éire for WEF Crown. I remind in public letters the laws you turn your back on, and I simply quote how a handful of MI5, PSNI, WEF now control Garda to complete Crown conquest of Éire. As you can see, I am not interested if criminals write to me or not, as they have shown themselves as career criminals since 1989. McDowell-led formation criminal Oireachtas gang in 1989. No wish to lower myself to talk with criminals destined for jail. Bye for now. Gabriel Martin.
Yeah, that should be interesting for you if you're looking for information. That's really it, folks. No comments there, so call it a night. Talk to you soon. Look after yourself. See you next Wednesday at 7. Don't forget, if you want to come on and have a chat, you're more than welcome. But that about deregistering. Been there, done that, not for me. Can't keep going over old ground, folks. But if you want it, you're free to do so. Once upon a time there Yeah, on that note, if there's any players out there interested in playing a few ballads, give me a shout. I'm going to try and play a bit more and do more stuff. And yeah, so give me a shout. Also, if there's any really good bands out there, or if you know of anybody who's in a really good band or is a really good performer or a really good entertainer, give me a shout. I'm looking to host nights for the community. create a bit of cultural nights and entertain them, look after the old folks and stuff like that. So if you can think of any performers that don't cost an arm and a leg, give me a shout. That's really it, folks. Until next Wednesday, be good.